Oh.
She knows this shoe was made for chewing, but she doesn't know.
What? Okay, cool. Yes, amazing. So this video is going to be a little bit unscripted because I mean I've got it pretty fresh in my mind, and this will be kind of like my first ever video essay, except I didn't really write anything at all except for like maybe some plot points, and by writing plot points or like script points I mean it's in my mind. Crazy. My name is Grace. I'm an artist on the internet, and I think my primary thing is that I make characters for a living. My stuff is not entirely friendly. Haha. I have a lot of opinions about things regardless, and one of them has to be with cartoons. I really like cartoons. I'm a huge cartoon fan. I watch a lot of cartoons, and I think one of my favorite cartoons of all time would have to be The Amazing World of Gumball. I think it's incredibly original. I think it's incredibly fun, funny, fresh, original content. And I think the current biggest conversation right now on the internet is original content in cartoons. The reason why it's being brought up currently is because of Learning with Pibby, and the fact that Dodge Greenlee, the creator, has announced that he's not making it anymore, or that it's not coming out. I have a lot of thoughts about Learning with Pibby. I think initially when I first saw the trailer, I was kind of like, whoa, this is so cool. I don't know why. I mean, it was fresh at the time. I thought it was an interesting premise. I thought it was going to be visually fun. But then as soon as time went on, because it took forever for anything to come out, except for some little tidbits here and there, it just went to show that it was never going to work. It was never going to be properly, a good series. And it wasn't going to last. So this is my video on why I think that Learning with Pibby was going to be a failure from the get-go. Or that it was just going to be a bit not so good. I don't mean for this video to be negative or anything. I think this is just my personal kind of retrospective. That's a popular word for video essay. It's a retrospective. Here we're revisiting something, we're going to talk about it. Holy moly, this is so unorganized. The original video came out, I think 2019, 2020? Around that time, and it was released by Adult Swim. It was published by Adult Swim. It's kind of 1 minute trailer. It felt more of a concept thing to show off what it was going to be than it was a trailer, because obviously nothing was really worked on besides a pilot, a script, and these animated scenes that were made for the trailer. And it was relatively promising. I remember I left a comment on it. I deleted it a while ago, but I remember I left a comment support this, this is really cool. I always kind of believe that with indie animation and with animation in general, we should support artists and we should support creators and everything. But just the fact that it was kind of a fresh idea. This definitely came out way before stuff like Poppy Playtime or Sprung. I'm not gonna use you then. Is this gonna be better? Fine. Alright. The thing is that I think at the time of release it created a really big effect, sent ripples throughout the internet, because it was oh, les freaking all of my favorite cartoons are getting corrupted. Oi oi oi, so scary. I don't know if it was scary or anything necessarily groundbreaking, but it was cool. I mean, to me it was. But as I saw the progress and how it developed and how it grew, I was kind of this is not getting released, is it? This has got no future, and it didn't. I mean, looking at it now, the fact that Dodge Greenlee released all of that stuff, the fact that Pibby was never going to be released by this point, just the fact that Warner Brothers screwed him over, and that the whole project itself really made him severely depressed. It was heartbreaking. I'm not going to sit here and be this project sucks and you suck for even thinking that this was going to work anyways. I would feel insanely heartbroken if my project wasn't able to be seen to its full extent. I would feel terrible if I made like a whole story and characters that weren't able to be told. Like the story wasn't ever going to be told to an audience. It wasn't going to be told to anybody. Like I would feel like shit. Anybody would. But some things don't work, and Pibby would have never worked. Maybe as a singular episode, like just one webisode, where it was like maybe 20 to 30 minutes of like the concept, it would have not stood as a series. Not at all. The main appeal was to children and young adults, or 30-year-olds who act like children. Not gonna shit on you, but it's got a certain appeal. I'm not gonna say I'm not one of those, because I like cartoons. I like cartoons, and I like watching cartoons, and I like watching cartoons that may hold, like, adult topics. Also not saying that what Pibby was going to talk about was adult, but it had adult themes like blood and gore and scary themes. Let's talk about this one thing. The fact that the pilot leaked ages ago. The full pilot. And this is kind of why I wanted to make this video. I watched the pilot, and I was like, oh no. I don't know, it's not, we'll have to watch it. What I'm going to do is that I'll watch it on my freaking dwelling tablet, dude. What the freak? And I think I'll go by this, like, beat by beat, case by case, like, as we watch it. Let's not even forget the Halloween thing that they did, where, see? Every Pibby glitch in Adult Swim's 2022 April Fools. So it was like teasing that there was going to be something that was coming out of it, but then it never did. Oh, the pilot storyboard leaked 10 months ago. So fucking loud. Thank you. Now boo-boo my face! The thing is that the trailer showed off this mysterious black glitchy ink kind of shit. And I was like, ooh, how interesting. And a lot of the theories at the time was that it was some kind of metaphor that it represented publishers or like big companies intermingling with TV shows, creators' true intentions of what they wanted to make, and then it ruins the show and blah blah blah, because it's happened many times before, especially for cartoons. But with what the pilot has shown us and what has been shown from the creator, no, it wasn't that at all. The shit river. I think I saw this clip like ages ago on Twitter. Someone leaked a little bit of the pilot. I saw that this black void thing having an emoji for a face, and I was like, is it like a stand-in? What is that? I was like, is it supposed to be like some weird way to express what the thing would feel so that they would animate it a little bit? No. We'll see in a minute.
We're in our magical learning world. Nothing bad can happen to us.
Nothing. What? One thing I should also mention from the beginning that Pibby was being announced, and the way that Twitter in specifics kind of handled it and took it, was that it was like they really kind of worded it and spoke about it like it was scarier than it should have been. Horror is subjective. I love horror films. I have a lot of horror film stuff. Maybe if you can... Oh, fuck that. You can't even see that. I am a huge fan of horror. My favorite series is Saw. Horror is a really big part of my life, and horror as anything is subjective. What scares people is subjective, so I'm not going to shit on people and be like, you think this is scary? You guys are stupid. But the way that people were talking about this was a bit embarrassing. That's kind of in Twitter standards. Like, it was showing a clip specifically, I think, of Adventure Time or something like that, and someone said something along the lines of like, this is so terrifying, and it makes it all scary because it's characters that you know. And I'm like, dude, Relax. The only way that this is going to affect somebody is people who are still attached to their nostalgia. Like, what if my favorite cartoon character was fucked up and evil? This light is making me look like it's bringing out the bags under my eyes. I look like shit today. Good lord. The way that Twitter handled the reception of Pibby was quite embarrassing, and I think really set in motion the future and the demise of the cartoon from the get-go. I mean, it became a fucking Reddit meme. Must be a Pibby glitch. So let's keep watching.
Happy Halloween! So, we just...
Okay, that was kind of cute.
Would you like to come play?
Whoa, this is so fucked up. Cute character gets fucking swallowed by darkness. The fucking guy recording this just coughed. I like that. He was like... My reaction watching this. That's exactly the thing that pissed me off. Well, it didn't really piss me off. It was just the nail in the coffin. The big evil virus glitch thing. It's just old internet memes. Really? Really? I think the fact that it's that instead of like something else entirely makes this feel a lot more shallow and a bit lame. It was disappointing, and a lot of people feel that same way, that it's majorly disappointing that this is what it was this whole time. Old cringe internet humor and culture. That cringe girl, you know, the one where she's like that. What the fuck are you doing? Like, this is stupid! To me, this is really stupid. I think my takeaway from this is that he was trying to talk about how children nowadays don't like their original cartoons or whatever, and everything has been kind of taken over by the internet and internet culture. But this feels shallow, hollow, and has nothing behind it. It feels empty. It feels like it's got nothing to it besides cringe internet humor. It's just hashtag lit, hashtag dab, hashtag all that. When was the last time you heard dab? When was the last time you thought about dabbing? The original trailer came out in 2021. But here's the thing. I don't know how long this has been in the works for. This could have been in the works for ages. This could have been in the works since 2016. Put some shit up here if I am right or wrong about that. I could be wrong. Like, this could have been in the works for ages, but still the fact that the original trailer came out in 2021, and you don't show any of this, like, the fact that it's, like, lay cringe, whatever. Like, maybe this pilot came out way before, maybe the concept about it changed later, but the pilot leaked. What the pilot is showing is that it's old internet cringe humor. Dab, lit, trending, lol, random beans. It just feels like a major letdown. This could have been worked on for ages. You could have done something different with it. But the fact that it's this instead of like something that's a little bit deeper, and I'm not going to say that not having a deeper message to your story makes your story any less important, or having like something that people can talk about doesn't make your story important. It's just that this feels stupid, and it doesn't feel like it would have survived as... Sorry, I cracked my thumb. This would have not worked as a series. This would have kind of fell apart. It feels very bare bones and has nothing really substantial to really hold it up. It doesn't have a good framework. It just feels really two-dimensional. It doesn't really feel worked on. Besides, like, what if, like, children's cartoon got fucking Pibby glitched? I am gonna partially blame the internet for its failure, which is very ironic. I mean, look at the pilot, because it made a mockery of this whole series before it even came out. Maybe it could have worked. Like, again, like what I said before, it could have worked as a singular episode. It could have worked on its own, not as an official Adult Swim series. Let's keep watching. It's totally lit, fam. Who the fuck says that anymore? I think the fact that they left it for this long, that it didn't release way before now, like, obviously it wouldn't have worked now because it's so outdated. And I don't care if that's kind of like the point of it, because yes, it is very outdated, this kind of like talk, like trendy, totally lit, fam. Like, maybe it was purposeful that it was old, but that won't negate the fact that it is very, very, like, outdated as shit. It makes it kind of, like, it's not going to stand up to the test of time. A lot of cartoons would. Including humor like that, like real-life humor of that kind of caliber, it will not last, and it will just be genuinely cringe in the future, you know. Irritable bowel syndrome. Don't make fun of my culture. He coughed again. Even my dog fucking hates that. It's very two-dimensional writing. It's very lame. Again, this only has a certain appeal. It only has a certain appeal to children and adults who act like children. I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't have watched it. I probably would have. Because again, I was interested in this concept, and I was interested in what it was showing us and what it was showing off. Like, it did have really interesting concepts. Like, you can see it in the pilot. I'm not saying there's nothing substantial, because there were some cool concepts, like a show that's entirely meta and fourth wall breaking. It's just that a lot of it could have been worked on. And I think the only reason why it would have any appeal is because you would see your favorite cartoon characters from nostalgia getting glitched and effed up. No, that's the only appeal. That it's like, Fred Flintstone gets swallowed up by evil baby glitch. It's got nothing else besides that. It would have failed without that. And the fact that the creator didn't even like, oh god, the creator, I'm getting so passionate about this that I'm getting indigestion. God, like, this could have worked on so many levels, but it didn't. Me too, Bun Bun. Me too, man. The emojis hurt me so bad.
The clouds are totally.
These are no-no words. No, they're not. They're cringe words. If my child was saying this kind of stuff, I'd smack them across the head. Don't hurt your children. It's not cool to hurt your children. I'll hurt you. No one says this anymore. People in 2025... People in 2015 were saying that. 2016, the language was very shit. It still is shit. There's still cringe language nowadays. Sigma. Skibbity. It's all cringe. It's all evil cringe. There's cringe everywhere with the eyes to see them. Oh, honey, spill the tea! I mean, fine, whatever. Stop with the outdated memes. I don't know, if that's what you were going for, I mean, it makes the creature a lot less scarier and just makes it like, ew. Like, if you're supposed to try to make this creature feel all imposing and like world destroying, don't make it have such like a really stupid premise. The audience is not going to respect it or be like, ooh, I'm intimidated by this thing. It's just going to be lame and referential. The references are going to be old and only fucking millennials are gonna understand it. It's just not going to be appealing to new viewers. Only older people, which is, you know, half the audience and the other half is actual children. Dinner is ready. Oh my god. I'm back with dinner. A freaking quiche and bacon. I mean, good dinner. God damn. Oh, a bacon bites back. God damn. The pilot was definitely a glaring sign that this wouldn't have worked at all as a series. It would have been better as like a singular webisode. Honestly, it's with a lot of factors, like the delay from when the first trailer came out 3 years ago, and then when reception it got that kind of made it turn into an industry mill than an actual respected series. Like with the Friday Night Funkin' mods, the way that people responded to the cartoon, it really kind of was an early sign that this wouldn't have worked. I mean, that makes me upset. I feel for the creator. I do feel for Greenlee because, like, you know, it's a creation. Like, you decided to come up with this idea. I would feel like shit if my story wasn't able to be shown to its full potential, or if my audience wouldn't give a shit. But personally, I think he kind of set his goals a bit too high. Just the fact that, you know, you're going to add all these really popular IPs like Adventure Time, the Flintstones, Powerpuff Girls, all that. And also the fact that he didn't even ask for permission from these IPs. He just kind of included them to show like a concept. Again, it's a concept. I don't think the full show was even fully realized. Like, this thing could have been in development for years. Maybe it has. Put it up here again. As much as I do feel for the creator and like the fact that Warner Brothers screwed him over and like apparently he had to go to therapy. Jesus Christ. I think it is a learning curve for a lot of creatives. Like, for something like this, if you're going to make a series that includes darker, like, perspective on, like, popular cartoons and anything, like, if you're gonna make an edgy cartoon, you gotta still kind of respect the limits, especially when you're making a cartoon that has popular cartoon characters getting mutilated and transformed into these husks. My personal opinion, he should probably release the full script. His choice. He could release the full script and storyboards, because obviously the pilot was leaked already. I guess my final parting thoughts would be like, as much as this is like, you know, disappointing for the creator, you really did fly too close to the sun with the kind of concept that you wanted to go. I think my thing is that you should never give up creating what you want to create. There's always going to be an audience for what you want to make, and there's always going to be fans of what you create. There is always an audience for what you want to make. There's always people that are going to support you, and evidently people really like Pibby as a concept. Personally, I think the creator put too many eggs into one basket. This was going to be way bigger than he probably thought or expected it was going to be. He should keep creating. Definitely keep creating. Keep creating what you want to see. Keep creating what you want to create. I guess now, forever, the future of Pibby is always going to be recognized as, must be a Pibby glitch, or the overabundance and tumorous swelling of alternate universes. Keep creating what you want to create. Don't let cringe culture stop you. Things take time sometimes. Must be a skibbity glitch. Must be a Pibby glitch. Rest in peace, Pibby.